Hey lovely people, welcome back once again to another exciting episode of Stitches Biz collection. I'm Miss Stitches. Today I'm going to share with you how to make this lovely beaded rose flower. Before we start, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button. Let's get started. Materials needed. So you cut your fish line, you make sure it's long enough but not too long and not too short, and we're using 0.50 mm. You make sure you have the ends of the fish line. Then you pick 4 beads, fix on any side of the fish line, being it the right side or the left side, fix all 4 beads. And then you cross with the 4th bead using the other side of the fish line. You make sure you have the end, so one side will be longer than the other. You pull it out, and then you have your first ring of 4 done. Going on, you pick 3 beads, fix one on the left fish line, fix one on the right fish line, and then you cross with the 3rd bead using both fish lines. You still make sure you have the ends, you pull it out, and then you have your second ring of 4 done. You still fix 1 bead on each fish lines again, and then you cross with the 3rd bead using both fish lines. You pull it out, and then you have your 3rd ring of 4 done. So you are going to weave on with the same method until we have 8 of the rings here. So we have 7 now, and then with the 8th part on this fish line here, you fix 3 beads, and then you cross with the 3rd bead using the other side of the fish line. You pull it out, so you have it turned like this, and now we have 8. So on this outer fish line here, which is my left fish line, you fix 2 beads, and then you cross with the 2nd bead using the other side of the fish line. You pull it out, and then you have a ring of 3 here. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next 1 bead. Then you fix 2 beads, cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line. You pull it out, and then you have a ring of 4 here. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next 1 bead. Then you fix 2 beads again on the left fish line, cross to the 2nd bead, you pull it out, and then you have a ring of 4 here. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next 1 bead, then you weave on to get to the last but 1 bead. So when you get to the last bead with the right fish line, you go through the next bead here, you go through the last bead here, then you have it like this. Then on the outer fish line here, on this fish line, you fix 1 bead. Then with that same fish line where you fix the bead, you go through this bead here, this bead here, you pull it out from the other side. Then you have it like this. So you have a ring of 3 here, just as we started with this first part here. Then you pass both fish lines through to come out from this bead here, to come out from this bead here. Then you have it like this. Then on the outer fish line, which is my left fish line, you fix 3 beads again. Then you cross with the 3rd bead using the right fish line. You pull it out, so you have it turned. Then you have a ring of 4 here. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next 1 bead. Then you fix 2 beads on the left fish line, cross to the 2nd bead, you pull it out, and then you have a ring of 4. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next 1 bead. Then you fix 2 beads again, cross to the 2nd bead, you pull it out, then you go through the next 1 bead. You go on and fix 2 beads again, cross to the 2nd bead, you pull it out, then you weave on till you get to the last but 1 bead. So you have my fish line on the last but one bead here, and then on this outer fish line here you fix 2 beads, and then with that same fish line where you fix the bead, you go through this bead here, you pull it out from the other end, then you have it like this, then you pass both fish lines through to come out from this second bead here. Then you have it this way. Then still on the outer fish line here you fix 2 beads, and then you cross with the second bead using the other side of the fish line, you pull it out, and then you have a ring of 3 here. Then with the right fish line you go through the next one bead, then you fix 2 beads on the left fish line, cross the second bead, you pull it out, and then you have a ring of 4 here. Then with the right fish line you go through the next one bead, then you fix 2 beads again, cross to the second bead, you pull it out, and then you have a ring of 4. Then with the right fish line you go through the next one bead, then you have it like this. So with the same ring of 3 we did here, I'm going to do the same thing for this last end here, for this end here. So on this fish line here, on the top fish line you fix 1 bead, then with that same fish line where you fix the bead, you go through this bead here, you pull it out, then you have it like this, you have it like this. So you are going to pass both fish lines through to come down to this bead here, and then the other one to this side here. So this is what you should get after you are done, and this is where we have our fish lines, and you should get a semicircle shape, and this is what we are using for the work. So you should get about 40 pieces of this. That is, if you want the same size as mine, you should get 40 pieces of this, and it's the same shape and the same size. So depending on the size you want, if you want it smaller, then you should go in for 30 pieces or 20 pieces, depending on how big you want it, as I said earlier. So this is what are the pieces of semicircle we are using for this. So we are going to join it one by one till we are done with all the pieces. So with this first part here, you are going to fold it up to form the smaller or the inner side of the flower. So you fold it this way, as you can see I've done. You fold the endings first, then the other sides follow. So you pull it in, and then with this fish line I'm just going to sew it. So we are going to join the down part so it sticks together to prevent it from opening. Okay, so with your fish line I'm just going to sew it through, so you come out from this side. I'm just going to sew it together, as I said earlier, to prevent it from opening, because the inner side of the flower is small, or it should be closed. So you just sew it all out so you have the side join or closed. So you can use needle if you want it easier. You can use needle, or you can still use your fish line depending on how you want your method or how fast you want your method to be. So I'm just sewing it together, as you can see I'm doing. And then as you sew, you open it up to see if it's okay. So as you can see, I opened it up and I felt I have to sew more. I have to sew more and make sure it's very, very tight. So this is what you should get. Now after I'm done, as you can see it's not opening. I can put it down and it will still not open. So this is what I was talking of. This is what you should have, and you just have to leave the fish line there because you might need it. So moving on to the next piece, that one is going to be on this side like this. That one is going to be here, and then you are going to sew the down parts also all around to get it attached to the first piece that we sewed. So I'm still not using needle because I wanted to see how using the fish line alone is going to be. Okay, so I'm still using the Fishline without needle, but you can use the needle from start to finish, that is if you want. And then I swear with this method I can say, like, as it gets bigger, it's best for you to use your needle, because that one is going to give you a fast work. So as it gets bigger, it's best for you to use a needle. And one thing I discovered is that after you are done with the semicircles, you can just pass your Fishline through and then cut the excess off. And then when it's time for the sewing, you can use a Fishline. You can use a long Fishline with needle, and then you just use that one to be sewing or attaching the pieces together. And I thought that one is going to be easier, but if you don't want to waste Fishline just like me, then you have to use my method. So I'm still on with joining the second one. And like I said, it's best for you to use the needle if you want your work to be easier, because at this point I was really struggling with where to pass my fish lines or to where to take my fish lines to. I don't even know, so it's best to use the needle, like I said. Okay, so I'm done with this part too, and as you can see, we have the inner side so little showing there. And moving on to the third piece, you are going to fix it also on this side, and then use the same sewing method to attach this side also. So now that we are done with the inner side, we are just going to attach the pieces all around to form the flower shape. So I'm going to do this third part off camera, and we'll be right back after. So this is what we have after attaching the third part. This is how it looks. And then you take the fourth piece and also attach it on the side. So as you attach, it gets bigger. So you are going to keep joining the pieces and sewing them together till you get the size that you want. So the fifth one is going to be on this side like this. So with this method, all you are doing is we want a flower shape, and we all know how to draw a flower or how a flower looks. So there's no formula to this. You are just going to use that imagination to join all the pieces together to get the flower shape. And as you join them, the flower comes out by itself, and you have to check the arrangement too. So I'm going to join all the pieces of camera, and I'll be back with the final look. And wow, this is the final look of our rose flower. So from the inside to the outside, you can see we have this beautiful flower shape, like beautiful cream or white rose. This is so nice. I didn't imagine I'll get the outcome like this. If you are going to use this on the surface, this is where you just attach it right in the middle or on the part that you want it to be. This is where you attach it. And look at how beautiful it looks on this beautiful handmade beaded bag. Well, I have a tutorial on how to make this bag too, from start to attaching the flower to it. So I'm going to drop that below too, so you can watch and get everything on point. And you can make this in any color of your choice. If you want red rose, blue rose, yellow rose, you can make this in any color of your choice. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see more and more of my tutorials, make sure to comment and share as well. Stay safe. See you in my next video. Have a nice day and bye.